Hello everybody, what here? Welcome to my Let's Play series for Oxygen Not Included with the Spaced Out DLC. Now, if you've been following my channel for some time, you might ask why am I not recording something about Minecraft? The reason is pretty simple. It may be the end of the year and I may have some time, but I've already been playing a bit too much Minecraft in recent days and I just need some time off to recharge my batteries. And I decided to make a little Let's Play series out of that. So anyway, how do I want to go about this? I'll just play the game and I'll try to explain what's going on and why I'm doing certain things so you should be able to follow, even if you know nothing about this game beforehand. And with that, let's get started. So I'm going with survival mode. I'm not going with the classic or spaced out. I'm going to the lab where we can find this good asteroid scenario, which is a fixed scenario. I've played this map before, once, and only for 1 or 2 cycles, so I know roughly what's going on, but I don't know pretty much anything about the map itself. So the idea is it's more or less a normal asteroid that's rotated 90 degrees to the right, I suspect. And this will potentially come with some challenges. Anyway, I'm also seeing there are now 5 story traits. Last time I played this, there were only 4. Story traits are special buildings or structures you can find on the map that come with their own little side quest, you could say. With that, let's get started. So, how do I want to play this? Obviously, I'm playing in normal difficulty, but to make this a bit challenging, I'm going for an all achievement run, which will mean that the first few cycles will get a bit hectic, and we will have to actually get quite a few things done over the course of this series. Anyway, the first step is selecting which 3 duplicants we want to start with. Each duplicant has interests. Those come with somewhat cheaper skills and corresponding activity buffs. They also have a positive and negative trait, which can also buff or debuff certain activities or maybe completely disallow certain activities and similar. They have a stress reaction, what they do when they get stressed overly much, and an overjoyed response, what they do when they are really, really happy. You can easily reroll them here, but you will always get a more or less balanced dupe. So if you have a very high number here, there is likely a very, very bad trait down here, so be aware of that. So what am I going for? I'm usually going to start with 2 diggers and 1 researcher. I'm just setting one of the interests to be fixed. So I will always have a digging interest, but I can have further ones, and now I need to roll until I find what I'm looking for. And for those 2, since they will do all the digging and all the building at the beginning, I'm going for either additional excavation or additional construction. And I try to avoid bottomless stomach or mouth breather or any other kind of really problematic traits. The researcher obviously should do some more researching or maybe a bit more strength for increased carrying capacity. But that's the part that will take quite a while, I suspect, and I'll come to you when I have some dupes figured out.
One eternity later.
I got incredibly lucky with my dupes. First of all, I have Gosma and Ruby here, my 2 diggers and builders. Both are actually pretty much identical, with additional construction, can do doctoring, not really an issue. Down here they deviate a bit, Binge Eater. I would recommend when you're just starting out the game, avoid Binge Eaters. They will really stress your food supply if they get stressed. But for me that shouldn't be an issue. But where I got really lucky is Max here. This is my science guy, and he has an additional skill, Mechatronic Engineering. And this is a really, really lucky find, especially since it's not combined with something like mouth breather or bottomless stomach, what you usually would have here. It's just allergies. I have never seen this kind of combination before. I'm really, really happy about this. Because this will allow me to automate a lot earlier my food supply, and this will really help me. I also found a somewhat fitting name for my colony, and with that, let's actually get started. So, there are a few things we need to do in the beginning, so let's quickly stop time, and let's go through the top here. Vitals are just an overview over my dupes, not important right now. Consumables tells the dupes what they are allowed to eat, also not important at the moment. Schedule tells the dupes what they are doing over the day. They can work, they can have downtime where they will go to the toilet and eat and so on. Bedtime is for sleeping and bath time is for showering. And I don't have any showers, so I don't need that. They also will stop automatically sleeping when the time comes, so I don't need 3 slots of that. I could also reduce the downtime a bit, but I'll leave that as a future-proofing. And that way I get a few more % out of the day, out of my dupes. So, next up, priorities. So what are my dupes going to do? Attacking. So killing critters that I need to deal with. This is usually the job of my 2 diggers. Life support is Max's job for the moment, as well as toggling. Doctoring no one has to do momentarily. Rockety. The same. Titting is also Max. Cooking is not important at the moment. Decorating no one is supposed to do except for the dupe I will get later, who has the corresponding skills, or will get them at least, because otherwise I get garbage decoration out of that. Researching is obviously max. Then we have operating, which is also max. Farming, ranching I don't need yet. Building as well as digging is Gossman and Ruby's job. Supplying and storing is max again. So that's those setup. Let's get to skills. Now at the moment I don't have any skill points yet, but what you can see here is there is a moral system in the background. So morals can be increased, for example, by eating certain food stuff or by using certain rooms, or by getting a skill that they are interested in. So you can see just by going up this line here with the hearts, I increase the moral by 1 for each of those skills. But at the same time, I'm increasing the moral need by 1, 2, and 3 for the other skills, also for those. And if I am unlucky enough to have the moral lower as the moral need, then the dupe will get well, stressed, and that's obviously to avoid it. So that's the skills. Now let's have a quick look. Research we don't have yet. Star map is just an overview over the entire star map. At the moment there is not much to see except for Ebeno, which is the asteroid we are living on. Okay, we are getting copper, ice, and slime from the sky falling sometimes. Oh, we have some geysers, so let's have a look. We have steam, cool slush, polluted water, and salt water. So we have a lot of water on this map. We also have a volcano as well as iron, copper, and gold. This is a really, really good combination. Natural gas, hydrogen for power, and oil reservoir for oil. This is a really, really good combination. This is pretty much perfect. There is nothing really missing. I can really, really live well with that. So then, next up, let's look in the overlays. Those give us an overview over stuff in the world. For example, this one here is oxygen overlay. So here the tubes can breathe very easily. Here they would suffocate. But what I'm looking for at the moment is the germ overlay. And here I'm deactivating disinfect. Or otherwise my tubes will spend much time just disinfecting the toilets, and that's not really needed. Last thing to look at are the achievements. So colony summary. Here we have the 45 achievements. And at the moment, the most important ones to be aware of are those 3 here. Carnivore means we need to eat a lot of meat and meat products in the first 100 cycles. This will be the most challenging one to get right. Then locavore means we can't do any active farming in the beginning. A bit limiting, but more limiting is super sustainable, which forbids me from using coal, wood, petroleum, or natural gas for power production. And that means I'm more or less limited to the hamster wheel for now, and that will take a lot of dupe labor. So, now, anyway, what do I need to do for the first cycle? The first cycle, I need to set up my bathroom, and for that to work, I also need access to water. And depending on whether the time allows for it, I would also like to have a barracks working, but that's somewhat optional for the first cycle. The most important one is the bathroom, because otherwise those here will pee all over the floor. That is polluted oxygen with food poisoning germs, and if they get into my food supply, you can think what's going to happen yourself. Anyway, I need to get over here to the water because I need some resources before I can actually start building anything. Let's quickly remove those. And let's increase the speed a bit. So now I have some supplies. I can start building my pitcher pump, which is the way my tubes get the water out of the supply. And I need my way over to there. And oh, I'm already seeing my first hatch. So you can see those cracked tiles all over the place. Those have a buried object. This can be either a seed for some plants. This can be a hatch in, at least in this biome. Or it can be a muckroot, which is also a food item. So the hatches are, in a sense, also just food, but I will have to ranch them later on. And that's going to be very, very important since I need some meat for my carnivore achievement. Anyway, this is going nicely. Now I need to figure out where I want to build my bathroom. And I usually tend to go below the starting area. Let's go a bit to the side so I have some room for more stuff around. And then I'm just going to dig down. And here I want my 4-high room usually. By the way, I usually build my rooms 4 blocks high for a simple reason. Dupes are 2 blocks high and they have a reach of 2 blocks. So if they are standing on a floor, they can reach everything in a 4-high room. That's the primary reason for that. Most buildings fit into a 4-high room. There are just some minor exceptions to that rule. Anyway, let's get this set up. So those can do their job. And while they are getting closer, I am building my setup down here. Let's just get this done. I'm not mining the oxalite since the oxalite is, as you can see here, blubbering out oxygen. And if I mine a natural tile, I halve its mass. And that would mean less oxygen, and that's just a waste. Anyway, let's get our bathroom or latrine done. So I need 2 wash basins, and I need 2 outhouses for this to work. And let's set the priority for all of this to 6, so I can plan out my barracks. So I need to go up. Here I have the oxalite, so let's go 1 layer higher. So this would be this height. Then I'm going up. Just straight over. Let's dig that out too. Maybe that. We can always need some additional copper. And then let's place a door here. And I need some cots. I'm also not going directly next to the door with my sleeping accommodations. For a very simple reason. Because those shine bugs here, they always, there is 100% chance that during the night they will get right next to this door, and if my dupe is sleeping here, well, they get woken up and get the debuff for the next cycle. So that's to be avoided. So now our latrine is actually done. If we go into room overlay here, we can see this is now a latrine, and it automatically gives us a moral +1 if dupes use it. So one last thing to set up is the direction of the wash basins. So the tubes are only washing their hands when they get out, not in. So that's that done. Now let's hope they get this done in the last parts of the cycle. Although I suspect it won't be working out quite completely. We'll have to see how this goes. So let's hope they can get that done, but I am suspecting they won't actually be able to get everything finished in cycle 1. Not too much of an issue. If they don't manage it, they essentially only have a slight debuff for the next cycle. They are a bit slower, but that's all. Oh, and okay, this will rectify itself. Those bristle blossoms, they produce allergens. They produce, if we go in the jump overlay, we should have, it's not actually visible, but if I remember correctly, they are the ones that produce, yeah, floral scent. That's an airborne disease in a sense, that I think it was Max. Yeah, Max is allergic to. And that will cause additional stress, so Usually I would get rid of it, but once the oxalite here has been used up, it will do this automatically. So you can see 2 are sleeping in the beds and Max doesn't. Okay, so while they are all sleeping, let's set up a few more things. First of all, I'm digging out a bit more space here. Can always use all of that copper here. It's a bad idea to run out of that. Also, let's dig this out here. Now sand will fall down, so I will have a tile placed here. And also here, since I want this buried object there. And I actually have my first achievement. So let's have a look. Bed and bath, I have a toilet, and I have a bed for every duplicant. One of the earliest achievements you will get, or pretty much the first. So, next up, we need to dig down. And there's my future food supply, but more about this later on. I need to dig down for a simple reason, because if you look in the element overlay here, you have carbon dioxide all over this kind of area here. And this will very quickly suffocate my colony if I'm not careful. Since it's heavier than air, or heavier than oxygen, I need to dig down to get rid of it for now. So anyway, let's plan out the next few rooms. I believe 3 should be enough. After that, let's just go with some ladders. I have easy gas transmission or exchange with different areas or layers. So, another thing I need to set up is actually research. So, I'm placing a research station and I'm placing it next to the printing pod because printing pod produces light. Well, the shine block too, but more the printing pod. And then the research is done a bit faster. Research needs power, so let's place that one there, a battery next to it, and then connect everything to the wire. And now let's just increase the priority of this a bit more, so all of that is done first, because I need to get researching. And I will also already plan out my first room. I need the room itself to be 25 blocks wide. So this should be 25 blocks, yep. Let's just place them there. Then I need one there, there. This will be my first hedge branch later on. Usually I would try, I will show you what I usually do later on, but for now we are getting into researching. So this is the research tree. As you can see, there is a whole lot going on here, and I can already see a couple of things that are new, so there are surprises waiting for me. Anyway, the research is essentially done in 4 tiers, you could say. You have the basic research, then you have basic research and advanced research, then you have material science, and then you have, what's it called, data analysis research. And at the moment I can only do basic ones, and later on I will get the supercomputer for the more advanced one. But for now, I'm aiming for the jumbo battery, which is twice efficient as the battery up here. It costs twice as much energy and, well, actually 4 times, but it's twice as big and weighs half the amount of stored energy. So very, very important. And here, let's dig down. I'm not actually digging that out since this is free food. Won't be amounting too much, but yeah, every little thing helps. So let's dig down as far as it goes. I'm going to have to deal with all of this water, especially this one here, since it's in the way of my future farms. So I'm setting this up in advance. I likely will have some kind of water reservoir at the bottom there. So research is being done, and this will be finished quite soon, I guess. Yeah, it needs some more dirt. Yeah, here we are using straight up dirt for the research, and yeah, okay, didn't get this done, but we can take the time and make this a 64 sized room. for our next expansion phase. And I'm also going to dig out all of this area here. And this here too. And this one up there. Since I want this carbon dioxide here to be as far to be able to go down as fast as possible without suffocating Max here. So I need to deal with that. And the research is finally done. Okay, now let's go in there. As I said, next up is advanced research with the supercomputer. It will take a little while. And while all of that is running, I'm going to place some more batteries. This will be my mess hall. Let's go to the side. I'm going to need a ladder there. And then with some distance, just a couple of those. And then, yeah, let's leave some distance there. And just place some batteries down. So, that way I get some more food. And I get my batteries. And of course, I need to connect them with the power supply. Let's actually increase the priority a bit. So I will be able to very quickly get rid of that one. And then I'm wasting much less labor of my Dupes. So, jumper battery, research done for the water cooler. Let's actually place that up there already. I'm going to... Let's actually go all the way over there. And let's place... or make this into a little room there. Let's go with this size. It's looking good and nicely symmetrical. 6 here, 7 there. I need to get over further. No, 6 there, okay. Then let's go and enclose this area. Can't do much more. I need a mess table for that to turn into a corresponding building. But that's already looking quite good here. Now, as you can see, we don't have any oxygen supply, and we are rather quickly running out of oxalites, so we will have to deal with that right next. So let's say we need this at 2 places, but first let's actually have a look at our new dupes. So I can select from those 4. Sand I don't need at the moment. What I would need is a rancher or a supplier. Let's have a look. You have the skill, but you don't have the skill. This is a bit annoying. Let's have a look. Frankie, what's about you? Okay. He's really, really strong. He can carry a ton. Narcoleptic. Absolute no-go. He will fall asleep in the middle of doing anything. Nope. Okay, Harold. Farming, operating, doctoring. It's not overly important. Increased medicine or green agriculture. I think you're going to be my farmer / rancher. I'm not going to do much farming at the beginning, but ranching I will have to do quite early. He would be able to do this right now, but I'm not there yet anyway, so I have the time for the initial setup. So, Harold. Harold comes as a new dupe with its first skill point, and I'm going with improved farming, and then I can branch off into critter ranching. So, and to show that he knows anything, he gets the correct head. So, knowledge is down, and the new head is used. So, that's all of that setup. I am going to, of course, I was talking about oxygen production. So, the diffuser turns algae into slightly less oxygen. It also needs some power, so let's connect this up. And just to make sure that I have an eye on it, let's have a look at how much algae we have in our colony waiting. Because this is currently not much, and we will use this up quite fast, actually, if we are not careful. But as you can see, we have algae all around. The slime can also be turned into algae, although there is slime lung in there. That is a bit of a problem. We'll have to deal with all of that pretty soon. So anyway, let's set up a bit more of mining. I'll likely go a bit more in this direction and further down. What's this? This is likely one of the storage rates, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Well, let's increase the priorities a tiny bit for this. And all of this should also be built quite soon. So we can make sure that we get our oxygen going. Totally forgot the priorities. So, Harold. Harold is our farmer and rancher primarily. Bits of life supporting is not bad. He has some skills in doctoring, so why not? And I try to use to leave them out of operating, since that can have them being caught inside of the hamster wheel, and then they won't do their main job. So research is done. Advanced research is done, so we need our station. Supercomputer, let's place it up there. Let's get some power. Connect it up. Don't need that. Don't need that for obvious reasons. We are not yet in space age. Although we will have to dig up soon. And we have a cool steam vent right here. That's really, really useful, since this will be our water supply and subsequently oxygen supply quite soon. What do we have around here too? Okay, this is the teleportation pad to the neighboring asteroid, but I will not go there yet. And, okay, this is a storage rate down here. So, this is the ancient specimen. There should be another 3 similar things around. They have some, well, I can finally use them to turn, I believe it's diamond into fossil. May sound strange, but it's somewhat useful. But they usually have some kind of danger around here. It's the magma with a lot of heat, which can, if I'm not careful, very quickly boil my colony to death. And then let's see if there's something around. We have, what's this? The spore shit. Okay, this is full of zombie spores. This is a really deadly disease that can kill your colony pretty quickly. Vacillator is quite interesting, but not important right now. Another one here. There is just some cold area around, but nothing else. And there should be a 4th one somewhere, but I'm not finding it yet. Anyway, not important. We have a second achievement, actually. Let's have a look. Outdoor renovations. We have built something outside of our starting biome. And I'm actually suspecting I triggered this when I unlocked or well, discovered those specimens here. Because I am still inside of the starting biome, as far as I can tell. Anyway, I need to select the next research. So, now, usually when you're not going for the locavore, you would try to go into farming to get some farming and subsequently a reliable food source going, but we can't do that yet. Instead, there are 2 options. We could go into automation. That would be an idea. Or we could upgrade our bathroom. I think I'm going with the bathroom option first, and then the next step will be getting ranching done, and then getting into the solid transport. Yeah, I think I'll go in this order. Usually I have some time, but since Max already has the mechatronics skill, I can actually jump ahead a bit, or could jump ahead a bit, but I don't think I will do that. So anyway, this is all being built and dug out, and let's actually set the priority for this up here a bit higher, as well as that over there. So our primary power supply and research is done. Now research, I am currently waiting for Max to get his first skill point, where he is 2/3 of the way already. For advanced research, until he gets that skill, he can't use the supercomputer. So that's that part done, and that's looking quite good. We have research completed, liquid pipe. So we can start setting up a water source over here. Maybe not with the hatch down there, so I don't want to drown that hatch yet. I should potentially say. Let's say, how do I deal with that? Let's first take out those blocks. Well, not blocks, tiles. That's redstone speaking again. Let's place a pump there. I will need some water quite soon. Let's just store some water like so. Then we will need power supply. And then we will need some pipes. So let me quickly set it up. So this is the pipe setup for my future bathroom once I upgrade it. And you will see pretty soon where I'm going for this. Then it's this kind of pattern, I believe. Yeah, that should work. Just presetting everything. I will also need some power down here. Not sure in which order yet. Let's only go to there. And all of that now needs to be built. Let's increase the priority here a tiny bit. Let's hope the hatch doesn't stop up there. Once it gets day. Ah, come on. So this is now all going to be built. But I think once I've started the next research, I want to go into the water sieve. But I think this is a good point to stop here. We're also going to have to place a block up there to make this a proper room again. But as I said, I think we have reached quite a decent point here. We have a barracks. Once it's closed up again, we have a bathroom. We have found quite a bit of macroot already. We have our first ranch being prepared. We have water, we have power, and that's all I wanted to achieve in the first 4 to 5 cycles. And with that said, please let me know in the comments whether you enjoyed this episode and would like to see more. It really helps my motivation to get some feedback here. But independent of that, I wish you all a nice day and, well, see ya!